Hey friends, and welcome to this new video. The official countdown for Poppy Playtime Chapter 5 is almost over. There are only 4 days left, and next Wednesday we will finally be able to play the new chapter of Poppy Playtime. I'll be honest with you, I'm really hyped. After everything that happened in Chapter 4, I truly need to find out where the story is going next. They left us with so many unanswered questions, and now we're just one step away from the answers. What about you? Are you ready? In this video, I want to go over the latest updates, because there have been important changes on the Steam page for Chapter 5. And no, we're not talking about the usual generic updates that affect multiple Steam pages or small automatic adjustments. This time, the updates are dedicated exclusively to the Chapter 5 Steam page. And when something like that happens, it usually means something is really moving behind the scenes. So we'll analyze all of these updates together, we'll try to understand what they could mean, and of course we'll come up with some theories. In the second part of the video, I'll also share some personal thoughts about what we might expect from the story. After the events of Chapter 4, the tone feels even heavier and more direct. I'm wondering whether Chapter 5 will continue immediately from where we left off, or if they're going to surprise us with a shift in perspective. We'll talk about all of that together, as always. Before we start though, I have a simple but important request. If you're hyped for Chapter 5, leave a like on the video. It really helps me understand how excited you are for this new chapter. And if you're not subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe right now so you don't miss any upcoming updates, post-release analyses, and of course all the theories that will come in the next few days. Wednesday is going to be intense. With that said, get ready and let's see the new updates. Now we're back again on SteamDB, the site we know very well by now, and that has basically become our second home these days. SteamDB is the tool that allows us to see all real-time updates to Steam pages, even the ones that normally aren't visible directly on the store. And as we can see, just a few hours ago, the Steam page for Chapter 5 received 2 updates. We're not talking about visible changes, no new screenshots or description edits. These are the classic behind-the-scenes technical updates that we can't directly notice. If someone simply opens Poppy Playtime and looks at the Chapter 5 page, they won't see anything different. But the point isn't how big these updates are. The important thing is that they are not common updates shared with other Steam elements. They're not part of a general platform-wide update. These are exclusive changes tied only to the Chapter 5 page. And that's what makes this interesting. No other page received the exact same updates at the same time. That means they are working specifically and directly on this chapter. And considering that there are only 4 days left until release, the timing definitely isn't random. Over the past few days, we've seen the frequency of updates steadily increasing. At first, they were more spaced out, and now they're happening closer and closer together. It almost feels like we're approaching the release point, and they're finalizing all the last technical details before the official launch. The Steam page for Chapter 1 has also received several updates recently. And that makes perfect sense. Chapter 1 is the base of the game, the main container. Chapter 5 on Steam is being released as a DLC for Chapter 1, meaning it's additional content directly connected to that page. That's why any structural change or release preparation for Chapter 5 can also affect the Chapter 1 page. So it's not strange to see movement on both pages. On the contrary, it's a sign that the whole system is being prepared for launch day. They're likely checking connections, internal settings, DLC configurations, compatibility, and all those technical aspects that need to be perfect when the game unlocks. At this point, the question is, what exactly are they adjusting? Are these just final checks, or are they preparing something that could suddenly appear in the next few hours? Maybe new details, maybe additional information. One thing is clear though, the activity is real, it's concrete, and it's focused specifically on Chapter 5, and with only 4 days left until release, every small movement becomes interesting. Now let's move on to analyzing some official messages and posts written by Mob Entertainment. In particular, I want to show you a post published on LinkedIn by Jeffrey Kung. Jeffrey Kung is the lead level designer of Poppy Playtime Chapter 5, so we're talking about a key figure in the development of the game. On his LinkedIn profile, he shared the final trailer that Mob Entertainment released on Wednesday. In the post, there's one sentence that really stands out. If we read it carefully, he wrote, "I'm so excited for this release, our best one yet." That's very interesting. He's saying that this will be the best release in the entire series. We need to take a step back and look at what happened in the past. When Chapter 4 was released last year, the launch wasn't perfect. The game had bugs and glitches right from the start. Mob Entertainment had to release several bug fix updates in the days that followed. They worked quickly to fix everything, but the day one experience wasn't completely smooth. With Chapter 2, the issue was different. There were delays before the game finally released. The wait was longer than expected, and the community had to be patient before getting their hands on it. Chapter 3, on the other hand, was probably the cleanest in terms of technical stability. There weren't major bugs or widespread glitches at launch. However, because of time constraints, some features or ideas that were originally planned didn't make it into the final version of the game. So every chapter had a different situation. In the post written by Jeffrey Kung, I read that in this context too, not just better in terms of story or level design, but maybe better as an overall release. More polished, more complete, more solid from day one. Considering all the technical updates we've been seeing on Steam in recent days, it really feels like they're doing everything possible to be fully ready for launch. Fixing things early, double-checking configurations, testing everything before release. So the real question is this: should we expect Chapter 5 to be a complete game with no cut content and no launch bugs or glitches? If the words of Jeffrey Kung reflect the actual state of development, then the answer might be yes. And with only 4 days left until release, that promise carries a lot of weight. Now let's take a look at another message published on LinkedIn, again from someone who is directly part of the development team. This time the post was written by Carrie Lowry, another member of Mob Entertainment. She also shared the final trailer of Poppy Playtime Chapter 5 on her personal profile, but she didn't just repost it without saying anything. She wrote a message that I think is very meaningful, because it gives us an idea of what went on behind the development of this chapter. In her post, she specified that developing the game required care, perseverance, and coordination. 3 words that might sound generic at first, but if we really think about them, they describe a long and demanding process. Care means attention to detail, not just doing things, but doing them properly, fixing, refining, checking everything carefully. Perseverance means the journey probably wasn't simple. There were likely obstacles, revisions, maybe even changes in direction, and yet they kept working on it. Coordination means teamwork. It means this wasn't just about creative ideas, but also organization, strategy, and communication. These words confirm what we've already been noticing from the technical updates on Steam. This doesn't look like rushed development. It feels like something planned carefully, with the clear goal of raising the bar compared to the previous chapters. If we connect this message with what Jeffrey Kung said earlier, the picture becomes even clearer. On one side, we have the lead-level designer calling it our best release yet. On the other side, we have another team member emphasizing how much effort, coordination, and strategy were required to reach this point. Let me know in the comments what you think about these official messages and Steam updates. Thank you so much for watching the video all the way to the end. Stay tuned because in the next few days we'll continue to follow every update right up until the official release of Chapter 5. See you in the next video. Bye bye!